And 3, 2, 1, and we shall be racing for qualifying for the United States of America Grand Prix. Hello and welcome to round 3 of the SRL Season 2 Championship, which brings us to Austin, Texas for the United States of America Grand Prix. Last time out we saw ZZ Public 531 take a spectacular pole position around the streets of Baku. It's going to be tricky for him to repeat that performance, but he is third in the standings, so anything is possible in SRL and in Grand Prix racing. Alongside me in the commentary box is KLC73.
Hello and welcome to the qualifying of United States Grand Prix. We see a few people coming out of the pits 45 seconds into quali. That is Hugh Heuristic already out on track. As we see a few more, we see Blizzard coming out. See another Williams, 2 Mercedes of KB and Francis. Ollie Flavel out as well.
Both Ferraris.
Only 10 people today,
Which is
so
unfortunate.
Not as big as a turnout as what we were hoping for, but oh well.
So they're making their way now through the S section, both Ferraris there. And well, who will get pole position? What do you think, KLC?
When I was looking at the time trial times, it looked like Mark had the pace. By quite some margin, but Blizzard was only a couple tenths behind, so I think it's going to be a fight between them two. Trizzy, not as competitive in time trial, maybe it's just a weak track, but hopefully we'll see more of him in quali and the race.
Yeah, however, we've seen more often than not that time trial pace doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be quick in these conditions. Remember, in time trial they have a lot less fuel than they would have here, although they try and get down that fuel weight as little as possible for this qualifying session. You know, the car behaves slightly differently, all these different factors: track temperature, air temperature, tyre temperature, brake temperature. You know, all these factors come together, and we're going to see here in the next 9 minutes who is going to come out on top and make those factors work to their advantage.
There's a 26-1 in the first sector. We'll go on board with KB, only in standard.
So everybody going for the ultra softs, which is interesting. You would think one person who perhaps isn't as competitive here would have gone for the super softs, but that's not the case today. Or maybe even the softs.
25.5 from Trizzy in sector 1, it's very quick. Zizzy Public 26.4, Jake now on track. Ollie 25.8 but backed off. Blizzard 25.4. 25.5 for Francis, and KB's backed off as well. But we go on board with Heuristic as he's coming around the gust of wind corner. I don't think he may just have a little bit of that, but this is a very shocking lap, turning in very late every time.
But he will be the first to cross the line, so let's see what the benchmark will be.
36.5, and that's just not competitive at all. We go on board with Blizzard as he's coming around the final corner now. Still with 5 laps of fuel, and that's so much quicker than Heuristic's time. 1:33.8 from Blizzard, but oh no, it's an invalidated 1:33.8.
Wait,
yeah,
can you actually see their fuel and stuff?
Yeah, put telemetry on full.
Telemetry enabled. Oh.
Then press right again.
Full. Oh yeah, okay. Ah, I didn't know that. Ah, thanks for that. That'll make things even better.
Oh, and that's
oh no!
he's lost the front wing. And Trizzy's out at the S's and he hasn't set a lap time. And Mark comes over to his condolences.
Goodness
Mark
me.
gives Trizzy. Two big things happening there. Mark going over to Trizzy, giving him his condolences there. As a teammate does to one another. That was Crazy Ninja setting a 1:36.3. ZZ Public set. ZZ Public with 32 laps of fuel on board. What is he doing?
Oh my goodness me. Wow.
So a big contender out of quali, and that is Trizzy Antonio. Blizzard lucky to have a tyre. I mean, lucky to have all 4 tyres.
Yeah.
After that spin.
Wow.
Will Blizzard come in? Probably should start from the lap. That's Ollie Flavel on an out lap, Jake on an out lap. And that's Francis Jessica's at the 1:34.6.
A lot of people coming in the pits. Oh dear, KB Killer Zone's actually missed the pit entry. Somehow he's managed to do that. And he comes in now, safely braking. And he doesn't get himself any kind of warning for that. That's brilliant for him. Not so good before though, missing the pit entry. So then Mark NUFC is on top. Francis Jessica only half a second behind. Although that does seem like a huge margin, I think he'll be able to improve on that time, but so will Mark. Crazy Ninja, oh dear, look at that, 2.1 seconds behind there, and the rest of them as well. So a lot of improvements really for them if they want to stay competitive here today.
That's a good S's. That's a very good S's from Jake. 25.4. That's one of the quickest first sectors we have seen from in the session there. Jake runs slightly wide like the real life cars do.
So riding on board with him, let's see if he manages to clip the apex. Nicely done there. Back end switches on him there through the exit. He's gonna deploy his DRS here and just hope that the Mercedes power will power him enough to make him a very good sector 2 time. Clipping the apex once again. Could have run maybe a little bit wider then, but he's deciding he wants to get over to the left hand side. Now coming through the gust of wind corner where there doesn't seem to be too much wind. It's nice and sunny here with a little bit of cloud actually.
It's only windy for Mercedes cars, that's Francis and KB.
He's doing well on his apexes.
It looks like a decent lap time. Looks like it's not going to beat Mark as he comes. Oh, that's third. The final sector. We go on board with Ollie Flavel now because he is on a lap 25.4 through sector 1. Pretty quick sector 1. 1 minute 3.4. That's 4/10 quicker than Jakey Boy, which is enough for P2 at the moment.
Yep, that'll be a front row start if qualifying were to end as soon as he finishes his lap here. And anyway, coming through the fast right-hander, designed of course from that famous turn 8 corner in Turkey, which goes the other way, but it's still a similar kind of corner. Through the final corner now, talking about corners.
Like a quick lap. It's a 1:33.9, puts in provisional pole position.
Wow.
Not on a lap. KB Killer Zone, he is on an out lap. He's about to start his lap.
That is right. Blizzard as well on his out lap. ZZ's in the pits, Huestic's in the pits, Crazy Ninja's in the pits, and Jakey Boy is running out of fuel, so he's coming into the pits this lap probably.
Hopefully ZZ remembers to not have 32 laps of fuel on board this time.
Yeah, he's got his sessions mixed up. He probably thought it was the race.
Mark knows that he has to beat Ollie Flavel.
Yeah, this out lap here is very crucial. He needs to make sure he gets everything set up, all the dials switched to the right things, which he has got now. He's got fuel up onto max, trying now to get a very good exit off this final corner to power him down to the first corner.
We're on board with KB. Blizzard has backed off. And he won't have enough time, he doesn't have the fuel either, so Blizzard will be starting at the back. He doesn't have the fuel or time to get round, that's unlucky from Blizzard there, but we're on board with KB Killers. He can do this lap and one more lap, he's gone deep there at the end of the long straight, that's cost him a bit of time. Breaking down into the long left hander, very easy to lose the back end on the exit. He's done that well. Here we are coming through the long right hander where Ferrari International assistance robbed Verstappen of a podium. We are coming down into the left hander, getting right over the curb, breaking into the final corner, taking that in third, maybe got to take it in second. He comes across the line to 1:33.9, quicker than Ollie Flavel. And he's got enough time for another lap as the Jakey boy retires after not getting out in time. Here we are on board with ZZ probably just warming up his tyres. Blizzard. Yeah, we'll get round. We go on board with Mark here. I believe Mark, yes, is on a lap 25.4 in the first sector. That is a fantastic first sector. KB is very so far down in the first sector. But Mark, we know that he's quick around USA. KB retires from the session. Looks like he made a mistake on his lap. He has come Mark around the final corner. Is it enough for pole? It's a 1:33.2 and he's smashed pole position by 7/10 of a second. As we see Francis there about to start his lap.
Yeah, that was a very good lap from Mark. I was riding on board throughout the whole lap there.
The start is now. ZZ will be the last one to start line. Blizzard doesn't get out the way there.
Oh.
An absolute lance draw. That's cost him his line. That's surely going to be a penalty.
Yep, he'll get penalised for that. Surely.
Brentford retires after. Well, don't really know why they're retired. He had the fuel, but Francis chooses to retire. You see, he was Crazy Ninja has backed off. Crazy Ninja has backed off.
Yeah, he's made a mistake or something. He's got enough fuel to get by it for his final lap, but apparently not.
6.4 in sector 1, that's just, it's not quite quick through the first sector, but he will gain time on the second straight, as that's Mark pulled off as well. For some reason Crazy Ninja in the gravel, that's going to ruin his tyres as he hits the brake marker and reverses and retires from the session. He has to go 26.1 through sector 1 now. Late shift from ZZ Public there. Blizzard, of course, not having the fuel to do a lap. But he's putting it in lane.
Well, here's Huestic then, running so wide out of the second to last corner. He comes now across the line, and it's... oh dear. And I can't select another car, so I think... yeah, I can't even
on board
choose.
with ZZ Public.
Brilliant.
He's coming through the famous left-hander. Oh, he's gone wide though, he should have accelerated a lot earlier. He needed to chuck the car through there in fourth gear. Here he comes across the line. It's a good lap.
Blizzard.
It's invalidated. It's invalidated.
Oh dear. Well then, that is the grid. So that is qualifying then for round 3 of this championship, and Mark takes pole position.
Public went fourth.
Okay, so he did set the time. Okay, that's right. So he's fourth then. So then, KB Killer Zone will be lining up with Mark on the front row of the grid. Ollie Flavel third, and it's just cut out there. So I'll see you guys in the race.